Today on the Soccer OG, I did it. Yes, I revisited a very painful memory, the 2002 World Cup. I like to call this the World Cup deep dive. So, the United States men's national team, going as far as they ever have, a quarterfinal of the World Cup facing Germany, and there was controversy. There was a lot of interesting participants, players, everything that made this a very famous day in World Cup history. I know people outside of the United States and Germany don't remember it. They don't remember it in Germany. In the U.S., it's illuminated because there was a very good opportunity, a couple breaks. And the USA were, let's start it by saying this. The USA were better, and I think they were better by a good amount that day. And if they got by here, next up, South Korea. I'm not diminishing South Korea. They were amazing in that tournament. But the way the U.S. are playing, the U.S. could have made a World Cup final. And I'm not saying the U.S. would have won it because Brazil were amazing. Although Brazil struggled. This was a great World Cup. This was an amazing World Cup. If you like underdog stories, 2002 was magnificent. I like underdog stories. When the World Cup rolls around, when you get a semifinal of Italy and Argentina and Brazil and Germany and France, that's great. You get the great players. But I like to see I like it when an unknown gets in there because it's the World Cup. And one day it's going to be a shock result. Remember that small group of countries that have won it? 7, 8 teams? All big European nations, Brazil and Argentina and Uruguay. You know, it's time. Croatia almost did it, so we're getting close. We're getting very close. But this competition was remarkable. 2002, South Korea co-hosting with Japan. South Korea made the semifinals. On the way to that, look who they beat. They beat Poland, they beat Portugal, they beat Italy, they beat Spain. Germany, this was not a very good Germany team. They reached the final. It wasn't. This was not you could not compare this to a 1990, a 1986, a 2014 Germany. They got there because of reputation. They were talented enough, but they were not the best team. They had that win over Saudi Arabia, and everyone's going, oh, Germany's bad. But after that, they were pretty ordinary. Against Paraguay in the round of 16. Probably should have been out. They got by. Oliver Neuville. Oliver Neuville is okay. He's good. He's okay. Germany, four knockout games. 4 knockout games, 3 goals. All right? Including the one they scored against the U.S. So let's get into it pretty quickly. There is a lot of several people that loomed large in this. Oliver Kahn was the hero, the goalkeeper for Germany. He stopped everything. Landon Donovan, best player on the field. If you ever say that Landon Donovan isn't world class, then watch this, and you'll get some humble pie. Great band, by the way. Peter Frampton. Landon Donovan should have had 1, if not 2 goals in this game. He didn't. There's nothing you can do about it. But he was breathtaking the way he was running around. He can use both feet. He can do it all. So I watched the whole game again, and I was like, wow, they're even better than I remembered. Because when I watched it originally, I was a mess. It was like 3 a.m, Los Angeles time. I think I rolled in from the bar, so I probably wasn't all there either. So it was good to see it clear as day. It was in Ulsan, 21st of June, 2002. The starting 11 for the U.S., Brad Friedel, Tony Sane, Pablo Mastroeni, Eddie Pope, Greg Berhalter, Frankie Hayduck, John O'Brien, Claudio Reyna, Eddie Lewis, Donovan, McBride. They had depth. Kobe Jones, Clint Mathis coming off the bench. They had everything. They had Casey Keller on the bench, who could probably start for half the teams in the competition. But he got in there, and they were magnificent. Which brings me to Hugh Dallas. Hugh Dallas got to officiate this game. He was very well regarded from Scotland. And I looked at what has happened to Hugh Dallas since, and it's a bit odd. I mean, once these great referees retire, you remember them or they get bigger jobs. Pierluigi Collina, Howard Webb. Hugh Dallas, it's resignations, dismissals from the SFA. He was in charge of Greece. He had to quit that. His son, by the way, is an official. I was hoping Hugh Dallas had a more distinguished career, but it's been a mess. Oh, DeMarcus Beasley, I also forgot to mention, was on that team. And USA outshot Germany 11-6. So the refereeing, I bring up Hugh Dallas. There was a handball on Torsten Frings. Clear as day. If it was VAR, it would have been USA would have had a penalty, would have won it in extra time. I just don't know how he missed it. It's mistakes. They happen in the World Cup. But I think if we had a more accomplished referee, I'm sorry, the USA would still be going on. I didn't finish my thought earlier about this World Cup. This was a reshaping. So South Korea and Turkey were in the semis. Quarterfinals, USA, Senegal, along with the Koreans and the Turks. I love this World Cup, and it could have been this better for the U.S. The outrage ends here. I have had my cathartic moment with this game, and it is over. But if you are a fan of U.S., I highly recommend watching this game. It'll make you feel proud. It feels longer ago than it was because of what has happened in recent years. MLS was 7 years old when this game went on. A lot has happened. Thank you for the memories. Subscribe to the Soccer OG and Steven Seagal making an appearance.